It's Tuesday. It's a day of Mars or Ares, the god of war. And that's what we got. We got another war that isn't worth a damn. We got a really shitty war from a really shitty president and a scumbag fascist dictator in Israel. Yeah, that's what we got. We got a war that's not going to end anytime soon. That's right. It's not. It's not going to end soon at all. It's going to drag on. Unfortunately, hopefully, way before we have to worry about the election here. Because you can see that possibly what the conspiratorial handwriting on the wall is. Yeah, what is it? Well, guess what? That means, right? That means that he's going to try and circumvent the election or postpone the election because of this bullshit, useless, unneeded war. Yes, the regime in Iran is hated by over 90% of the people. They don't want that kind of a regime. What can they do about it? Yeah, the Republican Guard, they have too much of a hold over the populace. And there's no armed resistance movement of any size to come in and take the country over. So what does this mean? Let's say you're going to get a regime change. How's it going to happen? You have to completely destroy the Republican Guard and disable the army. It hasn't happened, and it's probably not going to happen. And there's no resistance force. No. So this is a useless enterprise. It's just more or less Israeli revenge for Hezbollah and Hamas and all the terrorist orgs that the Iranian, disgusting Iranian regime has perpetrated. That's right. However, you aren't going to do anything about it. You're not going to change anything. Oh, so you think you're going to go in and take... You're not going in and taking over. You put boots on the ground, and there'll be too many losses. It'll be too prolonged a war. Unless you completely destroy the Republican Guard, you don't have a chance. You don't have a snowball's chance in hell, as the old cliche goes. Right. So forget about it. Stop the war now. Cease the bombing, cease the missiles, cease all of that. Stop it right now. Stop first. Then send the defenses all to our interests. Okay, defend all of our interests and wait for a ceasefire. No ceasefire, war ain't going to end. War's going to keep going. And you've got an idiot in charge. So the idiot in charge, the chief idiot in charge in our government is crazy as hell. And he lets Bibi tell him what to do. Now, Bibi's a son of a bitch that does not deserve to be in power. He deserves to be taken out of power by the Israeli people. Israel has a real problem. People are leaving Israel to the tune of 50 to 80,000 per year. So far, I forget what the timeline is, over 630,000 people have been verified to have left Israel. Yes. And why is that? They don't want to be in a hotbed of war. They don't want to be where there's genocide. They don't want to be in that kind of a situation. Makes you wonder how many more people in Israel actually feel that way. Probably quite a few. However, it seems that there's a lot of support in the Israeli populace for this war and for the Gaza shit. And the Gaza thing, that tells you what's wrong right there. We've all read, we have all seen some of the stats. It's not good. It's really, really bad. And even the POTUS's big-time, loving, maggot supporters have started abandoning him. And there's a fight within the ranks of that decrepit, disgusting group of nuts. There's a fight. There may be a big split coming down. Let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope that continues. Let's hope that the magic works and these people will bust apart internally and no longer be a force in our society. Because that little force was able to help convince 77 million people to vote for this no-good bastard. And that's what he is. He's a no-good son of a bitch. Yep. And he just meanders and wanders and babbles and blah, 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 blah. No, he doesn't belong in power. And you fuckers elected him. Now, what are you going to do? Well, hopefully, the tide has turned sufficiently. Well, we'll get rid of his ass. After his term is over, we'll get rid of him. Maybe we'll get lucky, and he'll have one of those midnight passings. He'll just pass in his sleep. I don't think so. No, evil bastards like that, they continue to live on. And by evil, I mean he is a complete example of almost complete iniquity. Oh yeah, there's people that come and say they met him and he's really nice and very sweet and all this other bullshit. Of course he's going to be like that in front of people. Then he gets up with speeches and he attempts to be a funny comedian. He's not funny to me because all of his humor is deprecatory. It's all degrading humor. That's not good humor. No. And there's pretty much widespread agreement amongst most people that cutting people down while it's funny is not good humor. Right? No, it's not. It's abusive. And that's what he is, an abusive individual. And he's surrounded himself with abusive, lying son of a bitch sycophants. Like that bird-legged hoe was in front of the Senate today, boy, and they rip her, the Democrats ripped her a new asshole. And that's what she needed, because apparently Corey's not doing his job in that area. Ha, ha, ha. I don't see any blood running down her legs. Anyway, the bird-legged hoe needs to go the way of those who are out of office and who have no power and authority. And also, the whole impetus behind that needs to go. Yeah, they need to stop doing what they're doing with this bullshit with ICE. And ICE, it needs to be abolished and then rebuilt into something better, which if they want to do, if they want to pursue criminals and get rid of the criminals, they can. But it's going to take investigation. It's going to take time. They're going to have to vet them out, find out where they all are. Not a shotgun approach where you're going in to arrest everybody. No, because those people are not felons. No. That's, what is it, like 8% of the people they picked up are actual felons? No, the rest are misdemeanor. That's not criminal. That's a misdemeanor. Yes, it's a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense to come in the country illegally. Now, if you get kicked out and you come back, then it is. Okay? And so, how many of those are there? Well, we don't have a statistic on that because that organization, that particular agency, is deathly afraid to publish the real facts. No, they won't. So the bird-legged hoe needs to go. Yeah, she needs to go, and she needs to go now. Along with that, the worm-eating brain. Yeah, along with butt lick or nut lick, however you want to. Nut licking is a nice thing for some of us. I wouldn't give him that kind of an embellishment. No, butt lick is better. Dirty butt lick. Unwashed diaper ass butt lick. Right, that son of a bitch was on the island. Even took his kids down. Come on. This guy needs to be gone now. And then the pissant, there's another one that needs to go. And just like, let's see, we can go down the list. We can go down the frickin' list. And why is Roger Stone still advising? Why is Steve Bannon still advising? Why are all these assholes still around? No. There need to be state charges that are not duplicative of Steve Bannon. Put that sumbitch back in jail for good. That's right. And Roger Stone, same thing. No good son of a bitch that he is. These guys are all about seizing and keeping power. That's what they want to do, everybody. They want to take power, complete power, just make money. You see, here's the thing. I've said this many times before. This is all about the money. Yes, it's all about the wealth, the influence, the power, and the money. Yeah. It's not about doing right by us. No. They could give a shit about 90-some% of us. That's right. Now, the 10% has done okay throughout this ridiculous economy that we now have, where you have, maybe 300, 400 billion in the tariff money. Now what's going to happen with them? Oh, it's going to go back into general treasury and pay down the deficit. Well, what they've done to increase the deficit with the tax breaks just on one account isn't going to do shit with 300 billion. And look, the money's supposed to go back to the companies that paid the tariffs. That's right. It's supposed to go back to them. So they need to be vetted out and paid back. They're not going to pay back the consumer. No, because we didn't really pay that except to the company that got charged the tariff and increased their price. If they didn't increase the price, you have no rebate coming, right? Okay, so if you bought stuff from Amazon and he didn't increase his price, even though he got charged a tariff, we don't get that money back. We're not going to get the money back. Okay? Same thing with this war. There's no benefit for us. What, we're going to make a few multinational oil companies richer if they can go in and take over the Iranian oil? Come on. Is that right to do the Persian people who already are stressed bad with food and water? Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen now with healthcare there? It's not good. And why do you want to dispossess an entire populace of people? Now, they are under a despotic, ridiculous, theocratic, fascist theocratic regime. There's no question about it. But how are you going to get rid of it? You got to get rid of the guard. And there's enough guys left. I'm telling you, man, you didn't cut the head off the snake. You cut one of the heads off the hydra, or maybe a couple, but the hydra just keeps popping out new heads, just like in the myth. And there ain't no golden fleece, folks. So let's go. Let's get these suckers. Let's get them out. Let's get these Republicans out. Let's vote them out. Let's turn every state that's red, blue that we can. Let's change the tide. Let's change the course. But you guys got to have patience, because it ain't going to take one election to do that. It's going to take two at least. And then we have to be able to get in there and clean everything up. So this is all a big cleanup right now. I wish everyone the best. And this war is no fun. It's wrong. And people are getting killed. Our people are getting killed. Hundreds of those people have been killed. The 160-some schoolgirls that got killed. Come on. There's no excuse for that. And whose missiles were it that hit, or drones? Were they ours? Were they Israel's? Does it really matter? Yeah, I'll tell you what matters. We need Israeli money, donor money, out of the goddamn government. That shit needs to be forbidden and gone.